Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will prepare a complete statement of cash flows indicating all three activities, that is, operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. And we will use direct method for calculation of operating activities. We are using the book Financial and Managerial Accounting by Meigs and Meigs or William Zaka Bettner, and we are covering chapter 13, problem 13.1a. Before starting problem, I would like to discuss these things related to operating activities under direct method. Although most of the things are given in the problem at this level, but we have to calculate some, missing information. Generally, cash received from customers are directly not given. So, from the cash sales and from accounts receivables and so on. So, we calculate cash received from customers, and similarly cash paid to employees and cash paid for inventories. So certain workings are required for direct method, and cash paid for taxes or interest, these information are generally given directly. So moving toward directly the problem, here we have this problem, and you can see different cash receipts and cash payments are given, and other data is also given which is not directly related with the cash receipts or payments. So the requirements includes a cash flow statements. Number one, require a cash flow statements in proper format, and few instructions are given, like brackets are required for cash outflows, and direct method is required for reporting cash flow from operating activities. And here we need to calculate or show certain workings regarding collection of customers, cash paid to suppliers and employees, and proceeds from sales of plant assets. So these things are not given, and number one and number two are required for calculation of cash flows from operating activities, and number three requirement is necessary for calculation of cash flows from investing activities. So these are the sub calculation of working, and before preparing proper cash flow statement, we will calculate certain amounts that are missing, that is collection from customers. So first, our first requirement, or you can say these are the supporting calculation or supplementary calculations. So working one, which is related with cash receipts from customers. So we will calculate these missing information first so that we can directly prepare our cash flow statement without deviation from main cash flow statements to the working. For cash receipts from customer, first of all, you can see that cash sales. So this cash sales is directly related with the cash receipts from customers. So we have cash sales, and the amount which is given is 800,000. So $800,000. And then credit sales, because this is credit sales, and we do not receive any cash, so we are not going to consider it right now. Then collections on accounts receivable. Collections on accounts receivable means that the company has collected cash from accounts receivable. So we have collections on accounts receivable. So the total collection on accounts receivable is $2.2 million, or dollar 22, $2.2 million. So here these are our calculations. So by adding both of these, we get cash receipts from customers. So this is our first calculation, first working, cash receipts from customers. And we add, so 3 million is our total cash receipts, which are from customers, and these are working. The second working is related with the cash paid to the suppliers and employees. Cash paid to the suppliers for merchandising or for inventories, and implies means this information is related with the salaries. So this represent basically cash outflows, as the word paid is here. So this means that cash outflows. So for cash outflows, this is the cash paid to the suppliers. So first of all, we need to find out payment to the suppliers. And here you can see that payments on accounts payable to merchandise supplier, 1.5 million. So we will add this uh, payments on accounts payable to suppliers. So the payment is total to the suppliers is 1.5 million. So dollar 1,500,000. Then we have any cash payment for operating expenses. So cash payment for operating expenses are also given, which is 1050. So here we have cash payments, cash payments for operating expenses. So cash payment for operating expenses are also given, which is 1050, and this amount is also in dollars. So here it is. By adding both of these, we get cash paid to the suppliers and employees, because salary is not separately mentioned it here, the payment related to salaries. So this means that the payment of salaries must be in operating expenses. So by adding both of these, we get total cash paid, which is you can write it here, cash paid to suppliers and employees. And the third calculation or third working is related with the proceeds from sale of plant assets. So working three is proceeds from sale of plant asset. So proceeds from sale of plant asset, we have book value. You can see book value of the plant asset sold. So this is book value. This is not the cash receipt. So we have to calculate cash receipts. And then loss is also associated with the sale of plant here in this example. So these two transactions are required to calculate proceeds from sale of plant asset. And here we have book value. Book value means this is the value of plant asset. Uh, this value arrive after deducting accumulated depreciation from the cost of the asset. So here it is $660,000. And then loss on sale of plant asset. Loss means the company sold this asset below its book value. So now we are going to deduct it from the book value. Loss on sale of plant assets, and loss is 80,000. So minus $80,000. So the total cash the company received from the sale of plant asset is $580,000. And likewise, if you have any gain, so this means that the company sold the asset above the book value. So in that case, you can add any gain in the book value to get the cash proceeds. So this is the proceeds from sale of plant asset. So these are our total requirements which we have calculated before preparing any um, cash flow statement. So we can transfer this or we can copy this here and class. So I have transferred these calculations or workings here. Um, the side columns, and we are starting now cash flow statement, proper cash flow statement. For proper cash flow statement, first of all the name of the company is required, which is here you can say Harris Company, and the year this information is related to year December 31st 2011. So Harris Company cash flow statement, or you can simply write statement of cash flows, and this is for the year ended December 31st 2011. We have three activities. So first of all, the first activity is cash flows from operating activities. So cash flows from operating activities. So this should be highlighted. Then we first of all we take all, we represent all inflows and then all outflows. So this the first one is cash receipts from customers, and we have working one for this calculation. So you can see the amount is total 3 million cash receipts from customers. So total is 3 million amount. So we present it in the inner column. Then the other cash receipts, you can see that we have um, interest and dividends received. So interest and dividend received, you can present it in investing activities also. Interest and dividends received, which is total $100,000. So dollar 100,000. And as we do not have any other cash inflows from operating activities, we can check it here. No, we don't have. So this is our total cash inflows from operating activities, which we can represent it in the outer column by after adding it. So uh, the sum is 3.1 million, and here we are representing it in the outer column. Then we have cash paid to the suppliers. So we are calculating cash outflows from operating activities. For this, we have cash paid to the suppliers and employees. So for this, we have working two, and you can see that the amount is 2.550 million. So we have 2.550 million dollars. And Then we have, as these are cash paid, we represent it with the minus sign. Then we have, we also paid interest and taxes. You can see that these amount, uh, cash paid and income tax paid. So these are the part of operating activities. Again, interest paid. You can represent interest paid in the financing activities as well. So I am representing it as a here in operating activities, as I have mentioned that I am following US GAAP. So interest paid and then income tax paid. So interest paid is minus $180,000, and income tax is minus, it is $95,000. So both are cash outflows. So by adding all these three cash paid, you get cash outflows from operating activities, and the total is here. I'm representing it outside column. So the total operating cash flows are, you can see here, it is with the dollar amount, $275,000. So this represents cash, total cash provided by operating activity. So this is our first activity related to cash flows. The second one is cash flows from investing activities. So we have cash flows from investing activities. So cash flows from investing activities, whatever we use cash for investing activities, like loans made to borrowers, or if any collections on loan, or any sale of property, plant and equipment, or any purchase of property, plant and equipment. So these are investing activities. So here you can see that we have, um, you can see here loan made to borrowers. So first of all, we have loan made to borrowers. Then collection on loans is also here. Cash paid to acquired plant asset, and then we have calculated cash proceeds with the help of these two information. So now we are going to represent these information here under the heading of cash flows from investing activities. So first of all, we have loans made to borrowers. So loans made to borrowers, total amount is $500,000. So is as it represent outflows. So with the help of bracket, we are representing this amount with the help of bracket. Then collections on loan. Collections on loan means the company is getting cash. So this would be a a positive amount, which is $260,000. So here we have dollar sign. Then we have cash paid to acquired plant asset. So cash paid to acquire plant assets, which is $3.1 million. So as this represent cash outflows, so we are going to present it with the bracket sign, 3.1 million. Then we have also calculated proceeds from sale of plant asset. proceeds from sale of plant assets, and which was in the working three. So the proceeds are, you can see the working three, which is $580,000. So we have 500, and it is a plus amount, positive amount, $580,000. So the total of these activities, these four cash receipts or payment are, you can see this represents the outflow, means the amount is with the minus sign. So total cash used for. So this is the total cash used for. Uh, you can say total cash used for, or used in investing activities. So this is our second cash flows activities. The third one is cash flows from financing activities. So financing activities includes all the cash that are related with the issuance of bonds payable, or issuance of any new shares, or buying back of any shares, or if any dividend is paid, and so on. So you can see here in this information we have proceeds from this one, proceeds from issuing of bonds payable, and then cash paid. There is no issuance of shares or buying back of shares in this problem. So we have just two information related to financing activities. First of all is proceeds from issuing bonds payable, which is uh, because the company is getting cash, so this would be a positive amount, which is $2.5 million. And then dividends paid, as paid represent outflow of cash, so we are representing it in a bracket, which is $120,000 here. So the total of you can say uh, cash flows from financing activities are, okay, this is positive. So this means that this is cash provided by financing activities. If the amount is negative, then this means that the cash is used in or used by those activities. So the answer is positive. This means that total cash is provided by which activities? Financing activities. So this is now in the last step we are adding all these three. So class, by adding cash provided by or used by all three activities altogether, we get $105,000, which is negative. Negative means this is the cash decrease during the year. So this is the net cash decreased during the year. Now we add any opening balance which is given. This is cash and cash equivalent on January 1st, which is opening balance, which is 400 $489,000. So when we add all these two, we get $384,000. So this is the cash closing balance, which is you can say cash and cash equivalent balance on December 31st 2011, or just December 31st balance. So you can see that this represent the total cash and cash equivalent on 31st December, which is closing balance. So here we have a complete picture of, you can see, cash flow statement. And here we have cash flows from operating activities, then cash flows from financing activities, and here you can draw a line in order to show that you are adding it. And here also you can draw a line, just a way of presentation, because in accounting presentation is also matter. So here you can see, by adding cash flows from operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities, you get net increase or decrease in cash during the year, and then you add opening balance to get the closing balance of cash. So that's it from this lecture. Take care, class.